Right, everybody, welcome back. Now, in this video, we'll be talking mainly about Carlos Baleba and the future about him and Manchester United. There's been some reports today as well. There's been some news about Manchester United obviously targeting a central midfielder ahead of the January 2026 window, as well as going into the summer window as well, which we will also talk about. So kind of let's get into it now. It's coming in from various sources. Obviously, Indy Cayley has kind of said, well, not broke the story, but kind of talked about the story. Now, obviously, we know just a bit of background. We had the talks in around August, the start of August, from David Ornstein saying that Manchester United have had talks and have made contact with Carlos Baleba's entourage to kind of discuss a potential about a move. Obviously, United didn't proceed with the deal with it being too expensive. And obviously, since then, the season's gone on and Carlos Baleba's performances have ultimately not been good enough. And Fabian Hertzler said this could be due to speculation with Manchester United. Now, there is a player there, someone who Brighton value internally very highly, and we can see that at, I think, over £100 million. Now, apparently, Carlos Baleba will request to leave Brighton in January. His agent is set to meet with Brighton in November. Manchester United were very interested in signing him during the summer. It's also reported that he's still United's #1 target. Now, this has come out from Sky Sports. Manchester United's key targets next summer will be signing the midfielder, since Casemiro's contract will no longer being renewed. Elliot Anderson and Carlos Baleba are being monitored by the club as potential options. So, and then Graham Bailey is someone who also said Manchester United are looking at a central midfielder as well as a right wing back. So, listen, on Carlos Baleba, I think he would probably demand to leave Brighton. He's one of those players who, again, it's been reported that he wouldn't be afraid and wouldn't be scared to kind of ask to leave Brighton. He's done very well there in the season that he's been there, and he still is a very, very young player. And I think what people and what United fans have been caught up about is due to his recent run of poor performances, they are getting concerned about really is Carlos Baleba still a top player. I think he still is. You have to look at it from a player's perspective. He's a young player. Speculation to United, who are one of the biggest clubs in the world, would obviously have an effect on your performances. Now, again, there are a plethora of options out there as well for United to sign. Some of them realistic, some of them not. I mean, if you look at just the ones in the Premier League, there's so many good midfielders out there right now. You have Adam Wharton, obviously Carlos Baleba is one of them. Adam Wharton. So there are definitely options out there. There's others as well, but they are kind of the main ones that Manchester United have been linked to. And I think you look at the midfield is in desperate need. Ugarte isn't really the greatest player. I think obviously Casemiro will be leaving United next summer, hopefully, and that doesn't fill a massive void, as well as potentially if Bruno Fernandes leaves as well. We know there's been talks about his potential exit as well. So yeah, listen, Manchester United potentially looking at bringing in a midfielder. I think we've kind of known that. People are saying we should have sold Bruno for 100 million and just bought a deep line midfielder. Is that Baleba? Again, a lot of people saying if they were United, they would prioritise a versatile midfielder, and I think we do need one now. Again, there's some unrealistic options. I think Frankie de Jong is probably one of them. I don't think we'll ever get him, despite all the talks that we've had on him. So there are some realistic options. I don't think Elliot Anderson is realistic. He's depending on how Nottingham Forest do, though. He could very well leave Nottingham Forest, potentially go back to Newcastle, but there will be a plethora of clubs as well in the Premier League looking at him. Probably not Liverpool or Arsenal, but definitely Chelsea, United, Spurs probably, Newcastle, as I said, maybe an Aston Villa, because he is a very, very good player and he's still relatively young as well. You look at other midfielders, as I said, Adam Wharton, someone who apparently will look to leave Palace for 65 to 67, Brighton up to £70 million. I think he is a very, very good player, we know that. And I think for me, he would be my preferred choice over Baleba, and that isn't due to Baleba's performances recently. I think he is a more complete player. And I think you look at what United need: progressive carries, someone who can make progressive passes as well. And I think Baleba can make the progressive carries. I just think his passing's a bit shaky. But to be honest, as well, Wharton would probably be a cheaper option. But again, there will be a lot of competitors in for signing Carlos Baleba as well as Adam Wharton. So they're going to be two very, very big players who are in high demand. And I think with United, I think their focus is on Baleba. The fact that they went for him last summer to kind of start the negotiation kind of makes me believe that they are interested in signing him. I want to go through with that deal. So I think Baleba is a top target. Would he want to leave Brighton? Absolutely. That wasn't a problem in the summer. So coming next summer. Again, there will be clubs that are interested in signing him. City, I forgot to talk about as well, potentially with Rodri. Obviously, he's picking up now a lot of injuries, which is not nice to see. Maybe they go in and get Carlos Baleba. Nico Gonzalez isn't really the greatest player for them right now and isn't doing great. So they could very well splash into the midfielder market, and who else than Baleba, Wharton. So they're definitely two players to look at. On Carlos Baleba, we know Amorim really rates him. He'd fit the system like a glove as that deep-lying midfielder. I think he adds a lot of quality to this Manchester United team that we've been missing. We haven't really got a midfield player in recent years. I think over the last 10 years, the only real deep-lying midfielder that we signed is Ugarte, and look at that, and Casemiro, but they haven't been that good. Casemiro was a good signing, but again, nowhere near good enough. But let me know your thoughts on the midfield. Who would you like to sign in midfield as we look to get in someone else? Carlos Baleba looks like he's willing to leave Brighton, and an exit demand has reportedly been put in for the Brighton midfielder to leave, not in January, but definitely be in the summer. Let me know your thoughts.